Well, hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Chicago, Lincoln Park. Yeah, we're right at the noon hour here. We're at 2400 North Lakeview and Fullerton, 2400 block of, well, Lakeview becomes Sheridan once it crosses Diversity, but that's 2800. Here's the nice apartment buildings here along Fullerton. Hey, we got a little snow. I guess we got another inch or so on top of the half inch we had 2 days ago, and 32 degrees. I guess we're up to freezing. I see liquid water, so no ice skating on the pond yet. It's this is probably gonna be the warmest day in a while. The temperature's gonna drop down 32 0 degrees Celsius. I'm sure somebody will ask me that. And here, let me turn on the comments here. Thanks for Chris. How you doing there? Chris Schultz, the scanner guy fan. Mikanori, how you doing there? Krista, yeah, XRT fan. Laura, thanks for tuning in, Laura. Yeah, XRT. So you see, we got just enough snow to barely cover the ground. I still would call this an inch of snow. This doesn't even look like 2 inches. It's gonna be interesting. I think it's supposed to get up to 36 today, so maybe the snow might melt a little bit even. But we got a little wind. We're just gonna head over to the North Pond, and we'll just circle around here and just take a stroll through the park. Nothing big. But I'm gonna start stocking up for the weekend. Yeah, hello, how's everyone? Everybody there? You're getting a snowstorm, West Michigan, so you're getting all the lake effect. Yeah, so you're getting a lot more snow in Michigan, Northwest Indiana. Here's the squirrel tree. There's a whole city condo building of squirrels there. How you doing there, squirrel? You like this fresh snow? You out foraging for food? So he's rubbing. Yeah, crows are after you. I hear them crows. We're counting crows over here in Lincoln Park. Oh, the cute little squirrel. How you doing? You got a nice little piece of corn there. You got a peanut. Yeah, how you doing there, squirrel? Look at those little paws. Yeah, you're doing good. Finland, how you doing? Yeah, thanks. Wes, Annette, good afternoon. Chris, everything's wet. We get the wet snow. Yeah, Finland. Pat Schooley, yeah, we know you. Here's, yeah, so the geese are on the march. Crows are calling my name. I said, we're on to you. Crows can remember humans' faces. This car's going really slow. I appreciate it. Let me cross here. Now, I get more nervous when they go slow. I wish they would just like speed past. That's what I'm used to. Look at all the squirrels. So there's about, see, some people are feeding the geese here, which is great. Come out and feed the geese. You got a bunch of squirrels out here. So that's, you see why these squirrels, they do fine. People leave food out. I see people even leave food out for the rabbits. Yeah. So, yeah, I just want to have a nice chill walk here. We'll just kind of veg and enjoy the snow. We'll ignore all crazy comments. We're going to get people trying to, it's just, things are so easy to misinterpret now. You can't even joke about things. You can't tell sarcasm, you know. But, hey, how you doing there, squirrel? What do you say? Yeah, there's a squirrel. Playing in the snow. You get the geese. Geese are munching on the grass. There's no problem with them. They just cools down the grass like crispy grass. Yeah. What do you say there, geese? You eating in the place you shit yesterday? Yeah, that's what geese do. Fertilizer. Yeah. Well, just check out my content. I just posted 2 shorts to my, and you might be an AI bot. That sounds like a question. No offense to you. It's a good question. That's exactly the kind of question an AI bot would ask. I know, because I've been doing this for 3 years. I have a lot of experience. But sometimes people ask the exact same questions that AI bot, because that's why they do it, because they ask it in the same ways the humans do. They've replicated us. But just check out my reruns there on YouTube Shorts. I posted 2 new ones talking about advertising propaganda. I didn't mean to. I was just reacting to a comment. Sometimes that's when you get your most interesting material, but I don't know. We'll see if it pisses anybody off. makes people think. I don't know. But hey, we're just joined. We're in Chicago here. We're in Lincoln Park. We're checking out the fresh snow. We have January 16th, 2026. We got 32 degrees. It's not bad at all. It feels warm. I don't know if Ernie's streaming right now. Ernie was streaming this morning. It's much warmer than it was this morning. And when it's 32, it feels pretty good. No, hardly any wind. So we're just going to walk around the pond here, have a nice chill walk. Hope you're doing good. And we'll see how everybody's doing here. Yeah. So here, let's start playing a game where we can do this. Let's see if we can figure out who's the humans and who's the bots in the chat. And then if you're a human, you'll have to defend yourself and say, "No, I'm really a human." And then one day we're gonna have to do this with the government. They won't even show up. It won't be like, "Are you a U.S. citizen?" It'll be like, "Are you a human or a robot?" And you're like, "Well, which is the right answer?" And then the person at your door is probably a robot, and you can't tell the difference. It'll look just like a human. Be Terminator. But hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago. I'm glad we're starting to think about this stuff. We're starting to question it. It's being sold to us, being force-fed, rammed down our throats. We accept it as the gospel truth. All advertising is propaganda. This is advertising right now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching my commercial. Brian Really Chicago. We're not promoting Chicago. People often ask me, they said, "What's this channel about?" I don't know either. It's just one of my friends on the south side. They had one of their friends. Oh, actually, it was the east side. His name was Benny. And he was like me. He had the gift of gab, or he wouldn't shut up and kept talking. And they said, "Hey, that's the Benny show." So hey, this is the Brian Really Chicago show. The show that never ends. Thanks for tuning in here. Yeah, Fullerton, Stockton. Here's the North Pond, Lincoln Park, Chicago. 32 degrees, 12:07 in the PM. At least I can be a clock and a temperature gauge. Here's that's 0 degrees Celsius. For anybody wondering what 32 Fahrenheit is, it's 0 degrees Celsius. Someone will ask. Someone will be like, "No, you're wrong. What is it in Kelvin?" 273 or something like that. I don't know. Who comes up with these scales? How many meters can light travel in a second per second per second? Here's, hey, the geese on right there. See? Look at that. Here, see, look at the... Now, probably after Monday we're going to get sub-zero temperatures, at least wind chills for sure. And this pond will freeze over hard enough they'll be able to do the ice hockey rinks. I like walking out in the pond, making everybody nervous. Yeah, all the animals are out there. Yeah, I haven't seen many beavers recently. Jennifer, You Should Eat, and I, we often look for the beavers around the South Pond because that's where we last spotted them. I have seen beavers up here, but not in years. They usually trap them and release them somewhere else. They don't like that they start gnawing on the trees, is what it is. And positive, negatives, everything. But hey, Lincoln Park, Chicago here, 32 degrees, 12:09. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, here we can write BRC. They'll be like, "What is that saying?" That's some gang tag there on that sign, marking territory. Yeah, relaxing, sleeping. That's good. Yeah, I can see the comments. I missed some comments there. I'm not reading all the comments. Main account's not showing. Yeah, relaxing, sleeping sounds. How you doing? Look at this beautiful. How you doing there, squirrel? Squirrel on the fence post. How you doing there, squirrel? What do you think of this snow? Yeah. What do you think, the Bears are going to beat the LA Rams there? You rooting for the Bears? Cute squirrel. Hey, Gabby, how you doing there? Yeah, it isn't showing. No, yeah, relaxing, sleeping sound showing. Gabby Shay isn't showing. I'm sorry. I know we are having difficulties with YouTube. You know why I went to YouTube, watched the video after. In 7 days, we go to the fully American TikTok, and no one knows for sure what it's going to be like. It might be just the same as it is now, or we might start seeing like government advertisements. Here's and there probably already was some on there. There'll be different ones. Here's North Pond Casting Pier. But hey, I'm glad you're tuning in here. Thanks for finding a way there. Bears for the win there, yeah. South Russia, -10. Let's see. Istanbul, how you doing there? Yeah. Thanks everybody. Let's see, I missed your comment there. Well, thanks for tuning in there, Gabby. Gabby, I'm glad you're parakeets. Thanks everybody that Gabby was nursing the parakeets back to health. And remember, we sent out the message there. It was such a heartbreaking story. I'm so glad that you nursed them back to health. We can report good news. Gabby's parakeets or birds are doing well, and thanks to Gabby for getting them the care they needed. That's good. So here's the North Pond, Lincoln Park, Chicago. This is covered with fresh snow here. Gotta make sure I don't fall into the water. Oh, good. Okay, good. Well, hey, thanks. Good. That's why. No, I know. I figured you were watching. I forgot. You know, I'll meant to talk about something, and I'll get distracted right away. My brain leaks, you know, and I'm like, oh, I got to mention. And then it reminded me. As soon as I see it, it reminds me. And my brain's all over the place. But hey, that's good. Yeah, the birds. Hope they're doing well. And thanks for letting us know. Here's the Peggy Nodebart Nature Museum there at the Butterfly Garden. We go in there sometimes. I like walking out here looking at these buildings. Yeah, go Bears. Rich. Good afternoon, Christy. How you doing there? Hey, I like relaxing sleeping sounds. That's a good name. Not that the other ones are not good. They're all good. There's Aisha. Yeah, rooting for the Bears, Mr. VW. Bears versus Patriots. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Anything can happen. They got to play the games. Here we're walking on the ledge here. We're gonna slip in the North Pond. I gotta make sure to stop at the end. But hey, there's the buildings there across the North Pond, Lincoln Park, Chicago. We got 32 degrees, 12:12 in the PM, Central Time Zone, 0 degrees Celsius. Do I have to say it? Yes, I do. Planet Earth. People are like, what country is this? It no longer exists. It used to be called the United States of America. I think they're going to rename it. They're going to rebrand it something. You know, they're rebranding everything else. Why not this? United States of Trump. Trumpistan. Yeah, welcome to Trumpistan. How you doing? Chicago. There at DePaul University. We were by there this morning. We're over here by the Peggy Nodebart Casting Pier, North Pond. Hanging with the geese. Yeah, even the internet freezes. Good. I'm losing my signal. Good. Yeah. It happens. Thanks for bearing through it there. Tell us about yourself. What was interesting about you? Did you get, no offense, that sounds like something else a bot would write. Isn't that amazing? You realize half my audience is robots. No offense to you. I know you're human. You're going to prove to me you're human. There's no way for me to tell. Do you know who Alan Turing was? Have you seen the movie? Okay, so the guy that basically invented modern computing. The Turing test. They always said, well, once eventually artificial intelligence, you'd have to have these series of questions determined, and that's what Blade Runner is. You know, the Philip K. Dick book. Do robots dream of electric sheep? You know, and that's the basis for Blade Runner. If you watched any of those, and the same thing. Are you a replicant? Well, it's already happening. It's just in virtual form, and you know, you see AI movies, AI generated content. You know, the reality is starting to shift before our eyes, and this is a part. Hey, if you can't beat them, join them. That's what we're doing. Julie Reed, how you doing, Aisha? Yeah. Ha! I'll get myself into trouble, Julie, just like the unruly Julie Reed. I'll be unruly. Tombot, how you doing? Yeah, rowdy. So this is called Lincoln Park. This is Chicago, United States of America, planet Earth. We're north of Fullerton. We're between the Lake Michigan and Lakeview Street, which becomes Sheridan. So we're in Lincoln Park, which runs up the North Shore of Chicago. This is the Peggy Nodebart Nature Museum. There's a butterfly garden there. You just walked on the casting pier. Where are you at? How you doing? Hello, Tennessee. Yeah. Happy Friday. Yeah. But we're getting ready for the Bears LA Rams game on Sunday. We saw yesterday, Ernie and I, we saw the Caleb Williams ice sculpture, or it was an ice. What happened to this tree? They painted it pink. And Staley the Bear was there. We sang. I agree, it was a pretty weak rendition of Bear Down, Chicago Bears. Half the audience, including me, didn't know the words. We're all like, blah, 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 blah. But hey, watch the rerun. It was good seeing Staley the Bear. And I think they're going to move that ice sculpture to Soldier Field, so you'll probably see it outside before the game there. And hey, see, we're just checking out the snow here in Lincoln Park, 32 degrees. Gria's tuning in. That's great. Very nice. Yeah, South Penn, Notre Dame, yeah. No, then we got the big IU game, NCAA football on Monday night. Indiana University, Miami Hurricanes. It'll be crazy. And 67. 6-7. 6-7. I thought we're over that. We're on to like, so hasn't there been a new meme created yet, or some other stupid thing that doesn't mean anything? And I think it's their whole existence has become this. Yeah. That's good. 6-7. He said it. You have to drink now. Hey, one gold Nubian Lambie T. How you doing? Tony Moy. Indy. Oh, I know. Yeah, Indiana. I'm all for that. I'd be okay. I grew up in Indiana. I'd rather be at Soldier Field. I'd rather they stay at Soldier Field, find a way. But I'm not a fan of the Arlington Heights deal. But I like how it's taunting Illinois. They're doing that just to mess with J.B. Pritzker, because J.B. Pritzker's not keen on committing Illinois funds, and so they're just shopping around. They need leverage against Arlington Heights to give them a better deal. Oh, isn't the NFL great? But hey, we won't talk about that now. All we care about is they're playing at Soldier Field on Sunday, and they defeated the Green Bay Packers there. Another historic moment in that field, even though they only started replaying there in 1970. You know, the first Bears meetings, they were at like Wrigley Field or other places. Hey, the wind's picking up. There we go. Yeah, shaking. India's tuning in. That's great. People tuning in all over the world there. 9 out of 10 Miami fans didn't attend to you. There you go. That's a good, I like that. That's a good one. Yeah, so the Bears are threatening to leave Soldier Field. They don't like the deal they got with the city. They want a bunch of money from the state or the city or somebody to pay for a stadium, just like all football teams do. Kansas City's going through the same thing. Isn't it interesting that Kansas City, Kansas is playing off of Kansas City, Missouri? Currently, Kansas City Chief Arrowhead is in the Missouri side, as is the downtown of Kansas City is in Missouri. Most of the population is in Missouri, but Kansas is like, hey, come across to our side. We'll build you a stadium. They got a big racetrack over there on the Kansas City side, and that's probably where they want to build it. I don't know where it's at. I don't know much about it. But same with the Bears, Arlington Heights, Indiana's in the mix now. They threatened. They said, oh, we'll go to Nashville. We'll be the Nashville Bears. You know. And how many people know that the Arizona Cardinals, who used to be the St. Louis Cardinals, used to be the Chicago Cardinals? that's way back. And I joke they're just going to keep moving south and west, and they'll end up in Hawaii. There's the skyline of Chicago, so hey, we can look back through the trees there. There's the John Hancock and some of the skyline. That's looking over the North Pond. BTS is performing at Soldier Field in August. Hey, Aisha, thanks for the good. That'll be a great con. Hey, see some EDM music there, and I hope it'd be like a laser show. That might be worth it just for the light. See, so they'll still be able to use Soldier Field for concerts. There's talk of like tearing down the upper deck, but I wish they would keep it just for like concerts or something. You know, yeah. They could do something with it. They used to have the old Soldier Field. They used to have race. They used to race cars in there. They had ski jumps. They used to do all kinds of things. Boxing. They would have a boxing match in Soldier Field. Like 100,000 people would show up to see a boxing match. You know, like Joe Louis. It was just it was crazy. K-pop, yeah. We went down to Chinatown in the fall. We saw there was a K-pop dance-off. That's on YouTube. I went down there. It was Chinatown Square. It was great. And now there was a woman. She was next to me, and she saw I was on YouTube, and she was like, "Are you on TikTok?" I said, "No." I said, "I'm on YouTube." I said, "I am on TikTok, but I'm streaming on YouTube." She goes, "I'm on the Chinese TikTok." I was like, "Good." She showed me because, you know, and I was like, "Wow, she's getting around the servers." But she was filming it there. It was great. Packers play, Soldier Field, yeah. Lombardi, yeah, that's great. Father Time, that's good. So now, yeah, the Chicago Fire now plays at Soldier Field. That's just recent. They were playing at, you know, the suburb there on the southwest side. I went out to that stadium. They built a soccer-only stadium, but now I think the women's soccer, the rugby or something plays there. But, yeah, the Chicago Fire are playing at Soldier Field now, which, you know, that makes it easier for me to see them there. It was just so hard to get to the other place without a car. And then you sit there in a traffic jam. You're going to sit in a traffic jam. It's going to be in Lakeshore instead of the west side. Here's North Pond, Lincoln Park, Chicago. 32 degrees, 12:22. What's shaking? Yeah, you're right. They're planning to build a new stadium. You're right. Thanks for bringing it up. That's going to be privately financed. It's not going. They're not asking the public for a big contribution. That's why I'm okay with that. It's developing the South Loop. It's vacant land. It's not displacing anybody. It's close to the downtown and transit. It's not out in the middle of nowhere. Now, I'm not saying Arlington Heights is in the middle of nowhere. It's on transit. It's got a nice edge city. Arlington Heights has its own downtown. But yeah, the Chicago Fire. I'll keep you posted on the construction of that. They're supposed to start that pretty soon. They're already started the casino. Casino's going up fast, and we'll continue to show you the progress of that as the year. They want to have it finished by this year. I don't see how they're going to make it. Yeah, the beavers, insects, size of cats, Indiana bears, bear down. Indiana Bears. Nah, it doesn't work. Yeah, most people in Chicago are dead against it. I say 99% of Bears fans were like, nope, we won't want to go to Indiana. I don't think our friend Tom, he's a Colts fan, you know. He's the Grateful Dead guy there. He's lifelong Chicago, but he's a Colts fan. And probably for Peyton Manning there. But here's look at that. Here's Lincoln Park, North Pond, 32 degrees. We got some snowfall, but hey, it's not even that much. And now it's not too bad. A little wind. 0 degrees Celsius. We got 12:24. Hey, look at that nice skyline view. Let's look at it. So we got low cloud cover here. Chicago, Illinois. North Pond. All stars. Best of the college players, yeah. University of Miami, thank you. Gary Berry's. Yeah. Let's see, do you know when oh, Northwestern, yeah, maybe we need to go take a trip up to Evanston. Yeah, they're working on a new stadium for Northwestern, which is in Evanston. That's a good point. I'll look into that. You know, we need to go up there eventually. I know I do Chicago first, but maybe we'll go up there this spring and do the Baha'i Temple, which is north of Evanston, like Kenilworth or whatever that is. And check out Northwestern University football stadium there. That's a big deal for Evanston. But hey, look at it. We're in Chicago. This is the North Pond, Lincoln Park, 32 degrees, 12:25. There's your skyline view. No, that's good. I'm glad your friend saved a kid there. That's good. Feel good here. Yeah. So be careful. Yeah, they don't go out on the ice yet. You got to wait till after Monday, probably until it have a hard freeze. And always be careful. This is the deep end's on this end. The other end's the shallow end of the North Pond. You know, just because I do something, don't mean you should do it. I'll take the Charles Barkley excuse. We're here at 12:25. Yeah, people are out with the dogs. The dogs are playing in the snow. We'll go under this little tunnel. There's the Lucy Lagrange building. Evanston, that's good. Yeah, you never know. Hey, one Golden Nubian. Hey, you live up that way? That's good. That's nice. No, this is a residential area. So see, these are residential towers. This is Lincoln Park, Chicago. So we're about 3 miles north of the Central Business District of Chicago, near the lake. And a lot of residential. There's little commercial strips on Clark Street and Broadway. No, it's a little icy. It's right at freezing, right at 0 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees. So there is some liquid water that could be slippery on top of snow or ice. So yeah, I'm wearing some boots and just trying to be careful. You hear the wind coming through. I went through the wind tunnel. There's the Lakeview. Lakeview's the name of the street. This Lincoln Park's the neighborhood. There's a map. So here we can show you the map. Hey, this will help you out. So everybody tuning in from all over the world and around the country. So here is a map of the city of Chicago. You see this big blue thing. This is Lake Michigan, and so we're right there. Here's the downtown. There's Buckingham Fountain, Sears Tower, Michigan Avenue. Take to all the downtowns there. We're north of there. We're up here. This is north side, west side, south side of Chicago. See how vast the south side is? South side is the largest area of Chicago. West side, north side is actually the smallest. And then see, this is a sub map, Lincoln Park. See, there's Diversity Harbor. We started here. We went around here. We went on the casting pier. Went out here. Went by the North Pond Cabin. Now we're here. This is the buildings. There's Diversity Harbor. There's the pond. So we're in this park. This is Lincoln Park. Hey, thanks for checking it out here. I'll show you the nice housing over here. Marlboro. This is a nice residence. It's used in movies. TGIF, yeah. Nice way to start the weekend. Ice smells when it snows, yeah. Hey, D. Michael, how you doing there? St. Paul 27. Hey, thanks for tuning in to St. Paul there. We're behind you there. In Chicago, we went through it. You guys are getting it worse. It's really getting bad. So we'll see if people are starting to see what's going on. Someday this is going to end. There's, not the outskirts. That's good. Pete, how you doing? You're staying where it is? Yeah. Hey, look at that. Go down that alley. Here, we'll get away. See, there's the shrine for Sister Frances Xavier Cabrini. She's a patron saint of the Catholic Church. We went in that chapel. We got reruns. We're on, this is not Wrightwood. This is Deming, I think. I don't even know what street I'm on here. Here, he'll show me here. I think this is this Hamden Court. Yeah, this is Hamden. Yeah, Lincoln Park's one of the oldest parts, Old Town. Well, Central Business District. Everything's been built over 10 times. Destroyed by the fire, built over again. Same as this area. Well, this was just north. This was north of where the fire burned out. But yeah, Deming. This is Deming and Hampton Court. This is Lincoln Park, Chicago, here across. Oh, thank you. I think they really want to run me over there. I think they didn't see me. And here's yeah, they got these nice apartment buildings here. Hey, at least the wind calmed down. See, once you get away, these tall buildings catch a lot of wind, especially this one. And like 40 stories tall. 64 degrees, Mojave Desert. Hey, D. Michael. Yeah. How you doing? No, we're 3 miles north of the downtown. We're actually 3.5 miles. Here, look at this greenstone. Well, it's like terracotta glazed, I think, on the side here. This is a beautiful 2616. I like showing this. And there, look at this one. Look at that detailed, the rough hewn stone on the bottom. It's like Richardsonian Romanesque, but it's probably more. See, I'm not an architect. I just throw out terms like Queen Anne. I'm not for sure. You know, it's just variations of a pattern. And then you see the mid-century modern stuff that was built in like the 60s and 70s, and it's all like sunken. The first, it would, like what the garden apartment would be, it would be the first floor, so they got an extra story with the zoning, and it was profitable to build this way. And they would put like the parking in the back. But these are classic vintage 1929 luxury apartment buildings, and that's why I like showing these, because they got nice little lobbies, and they just went nuts with the Renaissance Revival styles and ornamentation. Look at these doors. You're going to come out that door. Whoa! And then in the Douay's house. So here we'll show the Douay's house here, but we'll stay on this side for now. Yeah, I got the sunscreen. No need for sunscreen today. You got some sunscreen, that's good. There. We got 32 degrees, 0 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It's warmer than it was when I was walking this morning. Here, Wrightwood and what is this? Hamden Court and Wrightwood, Lincoln Park, Chicago. So here's the Douay's house. We show it all the time. And I like just walking past it. It's easy to get a little bit of old, like a French chateau here, right in Lincoln Park, Chicago, Illinois. We got 12:32 in the PM, Wrightwood. Here, look at that mid-century modern. It's got a pool on the top. I've been up there. It's a fantastic view of the skyline. Here's, yeah, Francis J. Douay's house, Adolph Kudel and Arthur Hertz Architects, 1896. Baroque detailing, European background. He was a German beer baron. Standard Brewery in Chicago. It's on North Avenue. Jennifer You Should Eat showed me where it was at, and we walked by it. There's the old breweries there on North. It's near the Old Town Ale House. There's the Wrightwood studio, 1-bedroom apartments for rent. Wrightwood and Hamden. But here we'll go by the Second Church of Christ Scientist here, and then we'll just go back the way I came. We'll go back around the pond. It's a nice view with the skyline there. Windy for Texas. Yeah, a lot about its past. Yeah, if you don't know where you came from, you end up somewhere else. Look at these griffins. Look at that. Look at the density. Look at the density here. And yeah, 443 Wrightwood. That's where we're at here. Look at the griffins. Look at this detailing. I mean, see, just no developer's going to spend the money to do this anymore, you know, because they're just not. I guess if you're at a sovereign wealth fund or something, maybe. Look at the amazing detail here. And Lincoln Park, Chicago. And then, so the Second Church of Christ, Scientist here has been undergoing reconstruction. They sold the church, or I think there's going to be a chapel in there, but there used to be a dome, and somehow the developer worked out a deal where they built all this housing, and they kept the facade, which is this neoclassical Second Church of Christ Scientist. The first Church of Christ Scientist is in Boston. The second one's here. We also got the 17th downtown, which is that ultra modern, postmodern Harry Weiss building. But here's Second Church of Christ Scientist, and look, that's 6 stories of housing, adaptive reuse, but it's not just reuse. It's not really that adaptive. They just gutted the building and kept the facade. And I guess there's going to be a chapel in there. Yeah, we'll head back. We'll go to the Hamilton. We'll go to the Golden Hamilton statue. We'll pay homage to the golden god of money here. Yeah. Yeah, mild winters. I'm glad you got the mild winters. The old capital. Snowing in Michigan, yeah. Don Corleone House Museum. Yeah, there you go. You mean Al Capone? Al Capone, yeah. They got a mob museum in Las Vegas that has the St. Valentine's Day Massacre wall. I think that should belong in Chicago, but for some reason Las Vegas was able to get their hands on it. They could put that in the Chicago Historical Society. Here's the St. Valentine's Day wall. They do have a little, we saw the mob map. They have a little Al Capone display there in the Historical Society with Dean O'Banion and Jaime Weiss. We saw the bullet hole in the Holy Name Cathedral there on State Street across from Schofields, south of Chicago Avenue. In the steps, that's where Jaime Weiss was gunned down. There's still a bullet hole in the facade of the church near the bottom. At least that's what we think it is. It could just be a coincidence. But Cypress, how you doing? Minnesota, yeah. You gonna start quoting Neil Young? Southern man don't need him around anyhow. Oh, that was Leonard Skinner. Air Wrightwood. Neil Young told about her. Old Neil put her down. Yeah, Fort Denton, Ohio. Here's Lincoln Park, Chicago. We just crossed Lakeview. There's all that residential stuff. And then we got some Mies van der Rohe building. We got the Elks National Headquarters. We've gone inside there. It's not open in the wintertime. It's only open spring to fall. So we got reruns, both on YouTube and TikTok of that. Several. Yeah, Spain, how you doing there? Yeah, Spain, España. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Prayer. Good afternoon, Maryland. Yeah. So here, let's check out the Hamilton statue. We got just a little bit of extra snow this morning. Lincoln Park, Chicago, 12:37 of the p.m. 32 degrees, 0 degrees Celsius. There's the Alexander Hamilton statue in Lincoln Park. We're south of, well, here's the Elks Memorial. Lakeview becomes Sheridan. This is Diversey, Cannon Drive. Mies van der Rohe building, 2800 Lakeshore. This is Alexander Hamilton statue. Man, they really shine him up. He looks nice and golden here. People are like, that's real gold leaf. It's like, why don't people climb up there and chisel it off? I know. Here's your chance. Here's Alexander Hamilton statue, Chicago, Illinois. Look how gleamingly golden it looks in that cloudy sky. The great golden god, the currency, Hamilton. My name is Alexander Hamilton. A gift from Kate Sturgis Buckingham there, 1858 to 1837. She's the same woman that donated the money for the Buckingham Fountain in Grant Park. And she also gave us the statue for Alexander Hamilton. He was facing the other way. You see how the John Hancock's over there. That's the skyline of Chicago right there. And that's the North Pond. Well, we'll go back down there. And there's Alexander Hamilton, Lincoln Park, Chicago. My name is Alexander Hamilton. Yeah, bear down, Chicago Bears. Yeah, we'll start singing the song. Yeah, Bears fan. Hey, thanks for watching from Indiana, Bears fan. That's great. Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. Face the LA Rams there on Sunday, 5:30. Oh, this city comes alive. People are excited. People are fist pumping and getting the gear. We went to the pep rally. We saw Staley the Bear on yesterday. Ernie tipped me off. He was there, and that was a good time. We sang the song. Saw Staley the Bear. People were in a good mood. It's warmer now than it was then. It was colder then. We're up to 32 degrees. This is a nice warm snow. It's a wet snow, like Chris said. So, hey, 1963, that's great. Yeah, go Bears. Yeah, Father Time. Colorado, how you doing there? Yeah, Indiana, that's good. Yeah, about 3 years. I started on TikTok. I've been doing this since beginning of 2023. I bought my first gimbal in January of 2023. And I really didn't post videos until... No, I take that back. Is that right? Yeah. 23, 24, 25. 3 years, yeah. I first started... I didn't even have TikTok until 2022. My nephews, I first saw they had it in 2020. And I resisted it. I was totally off social media. I still don't have to use my Facebook. I started Google like 15 years ago. Posted one video, didn't post another video until two years ago. Or 2.5 years ago. And now I have like 17 or 19,000 videos on there. So, just quite recently. But, you know, I saw the New York live streamers and I'm like, hey, if they can do it, I can do it. And that's pretty much what all the other Chicago's live streamers, we got a good group of people. Just get out there and give it a try, see if it works. But I work mine into my commuting schedule. I usually walk to work, walk home. It's like a 3-mile walk because I'm a crazy person that would walk that amount of distance just to go to work and save $1.50. But on a bus fare. But no, I enjoy it. I enjoy walking. Whether I'm live streaming or not, I would be walking around anyway. I walk a lot. That's why you know, I was so disturbed by what happened to the walking man, the Chicago walking man, Mr. Crum Wallace there. But I would see him walking. When I walk a lot, I would see him walk a lot. And he's just like, there's another guy just walking around all the time. And that was us. But I'm sure maybe he could be a live streamer if he was still around. There's you would always see him on WGN. Here's we'll walk up Oglesby Hill here. I found my thrill on Oglesby Hill. This is nice. No, that's Blueberry Hill, but this is Oglesby was a politician in the late 1800s in Chicago. He had several positions within Congress in Illinois, like governor or senator or House of Representatives or one of those three, or mayor of Chicago. Maybe he was mayor of Chicago too, I don't know. He was something like that. He's got a statue here. You walk a mile every day. Yeah, that's great. Isn't that great, D. Michael? You just get the blood flowing, breathe. You know, you can walk on a treadmill, but if you get outside, enjoy that 63-degree weather. You know, I'm enjoying the 32-degree weather here. We've got snow, positives and negatives, everything. Hey, Oglesby, how you doing? You're looking out to the lake. Forever frozen in time there. Factoids, yeah. First gimbal. Yeah. Scott, yeah. Scott, check out Scott there. Scott and Charlotte there. You post some good content. Here's stream. Here's yeah, Richard J. Oglesby. There you are. See, this is a new way to interact with the world. Yes, there's negatives to it, but I wasn't interacting with the world that well, especially during COVID and post-COVID. I was totally isolated. I alienated all my friends. They alienated me. We would get together, but everybody was on their phones all the time anyway. So if we're all going to be on our phones all the time, at least let's socialize this way. It was like at Christmas time. I swear. This is. I'm sure you can relate. It was great. We had a good time spending time with family and friends over the holidays in Texas. But then the meal's done. You're the next day. You're all fat and sugar coma and laying around there and watching everybody. I looked around the room. All the kids were looking at their phone. I was looking at my phone. My dad was looking at his phone. My sister, my brother-in-law was looking at their phone. And all of us were in the room there, but no one was interacting. We all were looking at our phones, and that's what it is. And then you kind of, you're all together, and you're like, well, look at this, look what I saw, and you're like, you show them your phone, and that's like, it's like talking, it's like, look at my phone instead of like me describing what I'm showing. It's just they got us hooked, and we pay for this. We got a big phone bill. Long distance. I never thought, it was bad enough calling somebody long distance across the earth. Now there's like hundreds of people across the earth all connected same time. The power of communications, telecommunications. Long distance. Yeah, Chicago, the real Chicago. Well, this is Lincoln Park, so people in Chicago, Lincoln Park doesn't represent all Chicago. And but it works for me. But I'm not making much money here, but I enjoy it. Just treading water. Hey, look at the North Pond here. Lincoln Park, Chicago, 12:46, 32 degrees, 0 degrees Celsius. It's 12:46 p.m. Hey, thanks, Delios. Yeah, happy 2026. Yeah, it's great. No, that was a good time. We got the reruns of Galveston and Houston and Fort Worth Stockyards, Dallas. We went to the Dealey Plaza. We went to Hot Springs, Arkansas. Yeah, it was an interesting trip. No, I'm serious. I think it's gonna happen. I think I gotta. Chris and I are thinking about taking a trip to New Orleans, so we'll give you more details about that once it emerges there. We'll see how the month, it'd be probably end of February. I want to go down there for Mardi Gras, but it's easier to go after Mardi Gras because it's just, hotels are nuts. I've done Mardi Gras before when I was younger. It's great. I'm glad I did it. But it would be problematic live streaming for multiple reasons. And I just don't want to deal with that chaos. I would like to see the parades. The parades might be nice, but there's other people. We'll let the people from New Orleans cover that because they'll cover it better than I can, being like a tourist. And but I do enjoy going to New Orleans, one of my favorite cities in the United States, because of the history, the architecture, and the vibe. It has a dark Gothic vibe. I mean, all the haunted tours. That's why, Interview with a Vampire, they picked San Francisco and they picked New Orleans because they were so in Paris, the most Gothic cities, at night, and, Serena Hills. Oh, you went there as 5th grade. I don't know. Yeah, we'll look it up. Does anybody know how Serena Hills, what is that, elementary school, grammar school? Where's that at? I don't know all my schools. I didn't go to school here. I went to school in Indiana, so I moved here in 1999. I'm a transplant. The transplants, but now I've been here over half my life, 27 winters. This is my 27th that we're going through right now. Hey, someone lost the glove. It's giving you the finger there. So look at the Sears Tower. So the Sears Tower, the full top is in the clouds. So off to the right there, this building right here is the Sears Tower, and you can't see the top of it where you see the towers. It's just in the clouds. So we got about 900 foot cloud cover, but it's higher. The clouds angle down because it's the Hancock's 1,100, and so there's heavier cloud cover by the Sears. That's amazing. Yeah, hugs. Hey, Lincoln Park, Chicago. We got some snow. North Pond, 12:49, 32 degrees, 0 degrees Celsius. How you doing? Happy Friday. Go Bears. Should be a good game. Got the whole weekend ahead of us. You been there during Mardi Gras? Yeah, they told you had a really good time. Yeah, it was so good you can't remember it. Yeah, I know what that's like. One time when I was drinking, I was in French Quarter, and I think I did black out. And then fortunately, when I woke up, I was in my hotel room, but I was fully clothed, laying on top of the covers. I just made it in the door and immediately passed out on the bed. But the fire alarm was going off in the hotel, and that's why I woke up. It was like 10 a.m., which I probably got in at like 4 a.m. And I was like, crap. So I laid there just hoping it would stop because my head was throbbing. I was so hungover. And eventually I'm like, oh, maybe the building's on fire, maybe. So I kind of, get dressed and go down to the bottom. I'm like, they said it's been going on for 20 minutes. They said, why are you still in the building? I'm like, I was sleeping that long. I didn't even wake up. And but the fight, you know, it was just like a false alarm, and so I had to went in. I was like, crap. And so there's a fun New Orleans experience. So I know what it's like, Julie. You're in good company. Yeah, but I've been going to New Orleans since 2000, 25 years. Here's look at that. There's North Pond, Chicago, Illinois. Nature Museum. Hey, I like walking around the pond here, especially when it snows, hanging out with the squirrels. Thanks for taking a little easy stroll. See, I kept it light here. We didn't get on any heavy topics. Sometimes it's easier that way. I do try to mix it up. Hey, look at that squirrel nest way at the top. Squirrel nest. Here's retreat at the tree there. Yeah, Lone Star. Yeah. Louisiana, yeah. Oh yeah, I've been to Mardi Gras in Louisiana, New Orleans. It's great. I know they have in other cities like Lafayette and Houma. You can go over to Baton Rouge. They got Mardi Gras too. Plural. Mardi Gras. Hey, let's play in the snow here. Lincoln Park. Wheaton and Naperville. No, I don't live stream at Wheaton and Naperville. There's some people that live out there that tune in. I'm like, please, we need some live streamers all over the place here. I stay in the city. I don't have a car. Hey, look at these squirrels. How you doing there, squirrel? What do you think of the snow? Yeah, you like how you can hang upside down there? You're cute. Yeah, thanks for saying hello. What do you think, the Bears are going to win? So I can care less. Give me a peanut. Hey, here's this nice bridge. Peggy Notebart Nature Museum here. Looks nice in the snow. There's the butterfly garden. We've gone inside there. Seagulls. Yeah, I know. Tullahoma, Tennessee. Wow, that's good. The squirrel nest. Hey, there you go. Hey, good morning. So the weather's going to get colder for the weekend. It's going to be cold for the Bears game, which I don't know if that gives the Bears home field advantage against the LA Rams or not. The LA Rams got a roof stadium. But Bears fans are going to love it. And they've moved the Iceman sculpture. We saw it yesterday at the Merchandise Mart. They have the Caleb Williams Iceman sculpture. They're going to move it to Soldier Field. We saw Staley the Bear. Yeah, it should be nice. But it's going to get really cold on Monday. Monday it's going to be like dangerously cold. Hey, that's good. Thanks, Nelius. Yeah, shout out to the Bears. We'll do it, Nelius. Thanks. Julie Reed, laissez-faire, les bons. Let the good times roll. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, let the good times roll. Yeah, beautiful people. Cute. Yeah, I'll watch it on TV. I'm not going to the game. Vic Cohen went to the game last weekend. He waited to the second quarter. And Ernie might go to the outside. I don't know if he's going in. Yeah, I think I got some friends coming over. We're just going to watch it on the TV. You could tune in. I don't know if Grim Evil's going to be streaming it. We watched it on Grim Evil's TV through TikTok. And that was fun. I told Grim Evil, put in Mananga. He's like, put in Mananga. It's great. I love it. Yeah. So, hey, North Pond. 32 degrees, not too bad. 12:55. So hey, we'll head back. And I don't know if I'm going to do an evening live stream or not. Well, I'll send a message. There's really not a reason for me to do it. I'm already home. And sometimes I like watching the news. So I'm getting pretty lazy. This is kind of like a day off. I did do some work today. I kind of responded to some things and just helped people find stuff, but I'll see if I can actually clean up my place. I deferred maintenance. I gotta tidy up. $440, John. 400. Yeah, I'll be watching it on TV. Pay $440 to sit outside for 2 hours and freeze your ass off. No, it'll be worth it. The crowd's gonna be way into it. I did that once. Like, it's so funny. Like, when I moved to Chicago, late 90s, early 2000s, that was the old stadium before they redid it in 2003. Beginning of the season, it was hard to get tickets, especially like in 2006 after they built the new stadium, went Super Bowl. But then later in the season, if they had a bad season, if the Bears had a losing season, you wait to December, all these tickets would come out of nowhere, and somebody's like, hey, you want the Bears game, $20? I'm like, oh yeah, I'll go. Lower level, $20, yeah. And then it was like 10 degrees. And I was like, oh, I'll dress in layers, and you bring newspaper to sit and put newspaper for your feet because that concrete knows that chair becomes like a block of ice. And you're trying to stand up and get yourself psyched, but I was still drinking beer. So you're drinking beer, you're getting hypothermia, and then you make the mistake at halftime. You go inside to use the restroom and get warmed up underneath the stands, and go find the blowtorch and stand next to the blowtorch and warm up your numb hands. And then the second half is even worse, because getting cold the second time, then you start shivering, your lips turn blue, and you're like, this is painful. And then the Bears will lose, and that's how it was for decades. But hey, not this season. Comeback Kings. There's the squirrels. Hey, yeah, they're feeding. We know these people. These people feed the squirrels here. Yeah, we know them. They're good. They're always feeding the squirrels here. We found the baby squirrel that they were feeding there. Yeah, she always feeds the squirrels there. See, these squirrels are happy. We thrive on socialism here. Share the wealth. Oh, well, hope you can end things amicably. That's major life change, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So yeah, hope it resolves things. Hey, let's what else is going on here? Cold all the time, and the cold beer's adding to it. Yeah, you're right. Milwaukee, how's it going there, Derek? That's great. Socialism, yeah. Socialism works until you run out of other people's money, and but I want to spend it. I'm okay with it. I'm a lazy socialist. Here's 156. Yeah, it comes from the South Street, goes all the way down to Union Station. But hey, Cannon Drive, Lincoln Park, Chicago, 32 degrees, 0 degrees Celsius, 12:59. We'll wrap this up. So there's a good chance I'm going to take the night off. I'll send a message to everybody. I'm going to work on clips. We got still some clips. Check out the YouTube there. And stuff on TikTok. I got to work on Substack. So much to do. So much time to waste here. Here's the geese. Yeah, thanks, Lambie. You have a good night there. So, hey, go Bears. I might, if I skip tonight, we might do a rare weekend stream because I'll have more motivation, but that would probably be on TikTok. And then we'll see. Go Bears. Bear down, Chicago Bears. Wish them well on Sunday. How you doing there, geese? You heading over here? Smelling the tree? Look at this nice walkway. They concreted over there. See, we're back where we started here. Fullerton, Lakeview, 2400 North, Lincoln Park, Chicago. Yeah, have a fabulous weekend there. We'll see you. Phil Goodyear. Call me Fat Jesus. John. Glenn Golden Nubian. Who else? With Annette. Christy. Thanks, Terry. Terraza, Life Lessons, Pretty Things. John, yeah, call me Fat Jesus. Nelios, Sabrina Suburban Garden there. Julie Reed, yeah, John. Pretty Things. We'll see everybody. And if I missed anybody, Annette, yeah, that's great. Don't forget, yeah, hit the like button there. Thanks everybody for gifts, likes, and follows. and checking out the content, the reruns. So hey, enjoy the snow day. Go Bears. Have a great weekend. Yeah, see you, Christy, Gene Sheridan, AI Labs. No, it's not frozen yet. Ernie was there today, and it was the river's not frozen yet. So we'll see. Maybe after Monday. Monday it's going to get really cold, and it depends on how long the cold snap lasts. So see you later, Nelios, John. Okay, John, you're the last one. Thanks a lot.